yet another spectacular event of the Facebook Live brought to you by the Hybrid Division of Welingkar. Today we have Professor Venkat Iyer, who is going to talk on focus, path to excellence and effective.
Good evening, friends. This is Professor Venkat Iyer. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. Now we're going to spend the next few minutes talking on a topic which is called as focus, path to excellence and effectiveness. Now, why this topic for the evening? What I see across today, practically with everyone who's working in a very high pressure environment, is the lack of focus. Now when I say focus, I'm not talking about something which requires effort, which requires a stress, which requires a one-pointedness, leaving everything aside. It's something very different. It's easy to be focused. That's my contention. It's very easy to be focused. So what is the focus I'm talking about? I'm going to dwell upon three words: focus, excellence and effectiveness, and connecting all the three together. That's the purpose of the discussion. Focus. I am in a very fertile ground to become excellent in whatever I do, and my effectiveness improves. All of us know this intellectually. How to do it? Those of you who do not know my background, I am a visiting faculty with Welingkar, and I am also a trainer, a behavior trainer and a leadership coach. So I deal with corporates day in and day out, and I come across this particular area where a lot of people are lacking skills. They want to focus, and they land up not focusing and losing out on their excellence and also on the effectiveness. So what's focus? Let's try and understand. Some disruption comes, you start getting irritated. I know people who are focused on doing some things, and when slight disruption comes, they get irritated. That's not the focus I'm talking about. I'm talking about starting off by first relaxing. When you relax, you're in the present, and when you're in the present, your mind is resourceful. Your brain operates extremely well. And you prepare for the event. Like for example, I prepared for this event today, and what I've done is I've just put a few points. With my background, with my experience, they are all there as folders and files into my brain. So right now all I need to do is to relax, connect to you with the proper words and the expressions, and then the flow happens. Now in a focus, whatever comes is always resourceful. Obviously we cannot capture everything and pour out everything when we communicate. One of the fears people have is that I have taken up so much of data, I have collected so much of information, and I want to make a presentation. And in the presentation I have forgotten A, I have forgotten B, I have forgotten C. Don't worry about it. When you're focused, when you're relaxed, you're in the present, you get into what is called as a flow. So my contention is learn by some means or the other, either by self-practice or by having a coach with you, to how to focus, how to be relaxed. This is not about meditation. This is not about something to do with self-growth, which people popularly tout in corporate circles. Organizations are sending their people for different programs and on meditation and relaxation. That's not about that alone. This is about just learning to be in the present. When you're in the present, you have what is called as a presence of mind. I'm sure all of us have heard about it, right? So I'm talking to you. Check out, is your presence of mind there? Does it require an effort? The answer is no, just be there. So when you're there, the focus energy starts. Now what happens when you're focusing? You absorb whatever inputs are given to you. There are the 5 sensory organs: your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth and your skin. These 5 sensory organs are acting as input organs to the information that is available outside, which you're capturing. So when this information is there in front of you, you will be able to see clearly, capture as much details as possible. You will be able to hear clearly, capture as much details as possible, and so on. So the only thing that you need to do for focusing is just be there, and you will find your sensory organs relaxed and capturing as many details as possible as is required. And this happens without stress. This happens without pressure. So my request my contention to all of you is learn to get into a state of relaxation before you start off anything. If you want to focus, be it studies as a student, be it in a workplace where you're handling a pressure, be it at home as a housewife, or be it in a social front where you're doing some shopping. What's the advantage of focus? Focus takes you towards your goal effortlessly. It takes you towards a goal, and the most important thing about focus is it helps you in the important process which all of us are stuck up with, decision making. Process of decision making is something which many of us miss out. We take hasty decisions. When the outcome comes the way it comes, we start justifying. Heart of hearts, we know that that's not the right decision. And then you also know that you could have taken a right decision had you had the focus and the relaxation. I'm sure. All of us know about it. So, is there some means by which you could learn to focus so that you're able to take, I won't call it best decisions, but optimum decisions. The best decision possible given the situation and the resources. So, once I create this setting of being alive to the situation, then the focus comes very easy. The words that come out of my mouth, the expressions, the body language, everything is falling in place with the occasion of the situation. Now we come to excellence. How does this focus help in excellence? Let's define what is excellence. People talk about two words, perfection and excellence. Excellence is a process. It's an ongoing behavior. Whatever I do it with the best of my abilities, with the best of utilization of resources available. I'm in a room right now and we have our usual challenges before a shoot. Now my team is doing its very best and they're actually excelling in what they're doing. So my team members who are there, who are supporting me into this endeavor, are doing their best. Everyone is stretching, and with the available resources they are giving out the best. I can see that. It's not about conquering perfection. Perfection is a myth. Perfection is content. It's there on the wall like a painting, a Mona Lisa. It's perfection. Now if I'm going to run after perfection, I'm missing out on the moment and I lose my focus. Ask any sportsman, ask anyone from industry who has achieved something, and they will gladly tell you that I was focused, and when I was focused, the best in me came out. That's excellence. Now what happens when the best in me comes out? Practically every part of my energy, practically every thought, everything that I've collected in files and folders in my brain, they start coming out and they start helping me in whatever I'm doing. It's an automatic thing that happens. There are training programs, there are coachings and mentorship which actually supports this. They help you to take you further into this particular area of existence, which is an existence of resourcefulness. You're full of resources. Now what is effectiveness? Whatever I do, it has to come out as per expectations of the situation. Now I am talking to you all right now. There's a team that is supporting me. Now my effectiveness will be largely understood by the way you people are responding. A. My effectiveness will be largely calibrated by the way you people are asking questions and the way you've understood what I've said. So my effectiveness will further be seen by you as the way you have understood and expanded your thinking. If a certain process is fulfilling the situational needs, the situation demands, and it is fulfilling it in the best possible manner, with the available resources optimally used and giving out the best of output, then that action, that end result is a sign of effectiveness. So we have a number of things that are integrating in the discussion. I start off by being relaxed, being with the moment. And when I'm with the moment, what happens? My sensory organs work very well. I'm able to capture everything that is required to be captured for the occasion. And when I do this, I am with the moment. And when I'm with the moment, my decision making becomes extremely powerful. It's not about taking right decisions, it's about taking optimum decisions. In case my decision is not going towards a goal, this state of mind of mine of being focused will help me to correct the course. it will help you to correct the course. Otherwise, if I'm not focused, I take a decision, it goes haywire, then to come back to focus and take a decision is quite a challenge. I'm sure many of you understand, you must be going through it. I took up this topic for discussion today because I feel that majority of the people, as a trainer, I'm dealing with leaders of organizations, large organizations, PAN industry. I'm dealing with people at all levels. I'm dealing with human behavior. And every time I come across people, they are not focused. How do I know they're not focused? Simple questions I ask them. What did you have for breakfast 3 days back? What's the type of dress or shirt your close colleague with whom you sit every day was he wearing on last Wednesday? People lose memory because they are not focused. If you are alert to the moment right now, you remember everything that I said, even after 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month. I'm sure people are focused, they know what I'm talking. Let us look at us today. Where are we? We don't remember phone numbers. Everything is put to what is called as a secondary memory. What is secondary memory? Now I have a brain of my own. God has endowed me with a brain. Do I memorize names? Can I remember the names of the people who are helping me? Do I know locations? Today for everything we have got the electronic media that is helping us. It's good. The electronic media does not help me to focus. It is supposed to enable my focus. Underline the word enable. It is supposed to enable my focus. But what are we doing? We are allowing the electronic media to rob us of our focus. So for everything, all in sundry, we are depending on the gadgets which we are become victims of. We have a lot of jokes, a lot of postings that you've seen in Facebook and Twitter and at WhatsApp, where you find a group of people are communicating with each other only through the electronic medium. Are we connecting? Are we stoking? Are we into focus of the moment? You are the answer. I am not to make a judgment on that. So, when I am focused, I am able to make optimum decisions. And when I make optimum decisions, I am in the path of excellence. I am able to give out my best with the available resources. It's not about having something and not having something. It's not about strength and weaknesses. It's about what can I do under the present circumstances. So once I do that, I'll find that my effectiveness improves. And when the effectiveness improves, I'll find myself reaching places. And how do I reach? I reach with a lot of joy, with a lot of contentment. I've given the best shot to whatever I did. Now, is this a good life? Am I talking about utopia that can't be achieved? Certainly not. This is something which many of us are doing. Many of us are doing long hours of tasks, long hours of work, which are varied in nature, which move from time to time. And when we do this, we come across instances where we switch on from one activity to another activity effortlessly. How is this possible? It's possible only when you learn how to focus. A break between two activities. Can I focus? Because when I take the break, my mind, body, soul, everything is with the break. I'm having a snack. I'm having a drink. So am I with it? How many of us do this? So when you live in the moment, in every which way, that is focus. It doesn't require efforts. You don't have to stress your mind and your body. You don't have to focus and narrow your eyes and narrow your eyebrows and all that. It's perfectly still focus in terms of relaxation. If we can practice this, all of us, then we are on the path of excellence and effectiveness. The whole discussion is centered around focus, and these are just about two aspects which I am discussing, rather three aspects including decision making, but there are many, many things that happen to you. People who are focused find themselves relaxed, the wear and tear of their mind and their body is reduced, health improves, immunity also improves. And that's one of the prescriptions for good health is stay focused. So with this, I would like to have questions coming up from you. I'm sure that I've sensitized you to thoughts, and I would like to have people posting your questions, and I would like to answer them. So, could we have some questions from those who are listening to us? I'm live and I'm there to answer your questions. Okay, so I could take up some topic in this. When we talk about excellence, we have people who keep asking about how to go about becoming relaxed. In a busy day, on a Monday morning in an office, or midweek, or when I'm traveling, could I have some sort of a system by which I could relax? There are some techniques which I could talk about. Okay, so are there any questions? We can answer some questions. So let me check out. There's a person who's listening to me right now, Pranali Savant. Sir, can you please guide how we can be focused and a good multitasker at the same time? Pranali, I would like to first dwell upon the word multitasking. Multitasking to me is the sin. Now when I say multitasking is the sin, what I mean is, I see many people into multitasking, and when they do multitasking, they do every task little and they leave it halfway through. Nothing can be worse than that. And then the important thing is that after I do multitasking, I'm not focused on any one thing at a time, as a result of which I find myself stressed out because something that is undone is dwelling on my mind. And remember one thing, those of you who are into brain, understanding the brain concepts, I'm a trainer in neuro-linguistic programming, master trainer. And one of the things we talk in NLP is the importance of understanding that the brain takes only one information at one time, processing. If I'm going to compress my brain with too many bytes of information, it will have a backlash on the way my brain operates. I may get into short-term memory loss, I may get into other things, and soon I'll find myself aging. So this is one thing which I would like to share with you, Pranali. Now multitasking is something, if I say multitasking, I'm doing many tasks, but one after the other to completion, so that I don't get stressed. Many people come and tell me, especially from the service sector, that I'm doing multitasking. At the end of the day, I look like a cooked cabbage. I feel extremely stressful. Now, there's a way out. Now, your question is, can you please guide me how I can be focused? Now, I've already spoken about it. The only way, Pranali, what you could do is just stay cool, learn to have methods by which you can relax. Go for some training by some trainers who can show you how to relax. Relaxation in a quiet room is very easy. Relaxation in a room which is noisy, that's a state of mind which you need to cultivate. Somebody who can coach you into doing this at all times. Who said that when you're traveling in a crowded bus you can't be relaxed? Who said you can't be relaxed when you're in a place full of crowd and noise? You can be. It's a state of mind. It's not about the outside capturing you. It's about the inside being in control of yourself. Okay, I hope I've answered the question. Now there's one more gentleman by name Devjit Das. Feels great to hear from you. Thank you, Devjit. Let me take a question from Mayuresh Arte. Mayuresh, how are you? He's my student and it's nice to have you here. Sir, how do we have the focus in our life? I missed the earlier part. Mayuresh, I have spoken about the importance of staying tuned, staying calm and quiet. And when I am calm and quiet, I practice this for 24/7. All the time I will not be calm and quiet, as you know. There could be time when I am phased out. But if this becomes a habit with me, then it becomes easier for me to be focused. I hope I've answered your question, Mayuresh. Right? Let me take the next question, which comes from Reshu Gupta Rajvanshi. Reshu Gupta Rajvanshi, right? Sir, can you please guide us to get out of a situation where you have a lot to do in the list but unable to prioritize, as each task is to be given some importance? There's a typical case of a time management which we talk about. Now, when you have too many tasks, what you would do is just put them in a piece of paper and ask yourself a question. There is this famous grid called the grid, which comes from the famous book written by Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there we talk about a grid which is 2 by 2, urgent, not urgent, important and not important. So could you take these activities and put them in a priority list? There are some things that are urgent and important, they are stressors. You should never have anything in that particular chamber. But there are things which are yet to become urgent but which are important. Now you could act upon them by putting a time schedule. There are yet others which are not urgent, which are urgent but not important. They could be the distractors. So you must learn to put them in these 4 quadrants. My recommendation is please go through this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. There are a lot of inputs given which will answer your question. But the mantra is stay focused and keep it. Okay? Let me take the next question. Raj Aryan. focusing on personal life or professional life gives me more growth. Learning process is important or result is important. Because company wants result, not journey. Please suggest me how to manage journey. Raj Aryan, thanks for this question. I firmly believe that if my journey is designed by me on a day-to-day basis, results automatically come. So when the organization knows that this person is having the heart in the right place, his attitude, what we talked about, is in a very proper way, then gradually you'll find that his way of doing things, his process will take him to the goal. Now working backwards, a certain goal is given to me. I'm supposed to achieve some target, tangible target. And I work backwards to achieve this target. What sort of attunement I need to have? What sort of tuning I need to do, Raj? I have to ask this question to myself. So when I start understanding the importance of the task to be accomplished and the rewards of the punishment part of it, then I know what sort of behavior I need to generate. And that will take me back in prioritizing the tasks, which I discussed about with the earlier question. So this is one way of doing it. It's an onward journey, as you rightly pointed out, it happens. Okay, so Raj, nice having you, thanks, and I hope I've answered your question properly, right? So let's have some more questions. Could we have some more people coming in? Okay, so friends, one of the things, let me summarize this module. It's all about, the title of the module was Focus, Path to Excellence and Effectiveness. So we are talking about learning how to be focused in whatever activities we do. Focus starts with learning to relax, mind and body. It's a practice one needs to adopt on a day-to-day basis. Initially, it starts with focusing in quite confined environments like this, but gradually we have to carry the focus to the field where we are working. The real test of focus is when you are in a very high-pressure environment. And what does it give you? It gives you the ability to take optimum decision-making in life. And this optimum decision making eventually leads you to excellence, which is doing your best possible under the circumstances with the available resources, which in turn leads you to the effectiveness of your functions. Effectiveness is pointing towards ultimately whatever actions I'm taking with focus has to satisfy the goals of the situation, of the organization. And it has to happen with the optimum utilization of resources. Minimum time, optimum resources, and giving out the maximum output. This in short is today's module. Thank you very much, friends. I'm sure you enjoyed it and we are waiting for further inputs from you. We'll answer your questions offline after the module is over. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Professor Venkat Iyer. That was really indeed very insightful. Friends, if you have any queries with regards to the admissions for the PGDM-Hybrid program, please do call us on 022-4051-4051. Have a great learning experience. Thank you.